Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle, and today we're going to be talking about how to make difficult approaches in difficult situations. And what I mean by that is, how do you approach a girl that is walking towards you or away from you, or a girl that is with her friends, with a friend, or with a bunch of other girls at the same time? What is the best practices in terms of getting a positive result in those situations? Normally, I'll try to do approaches with the maximum amount of best case scenarios, but yes, you can absolutely make these situations work. I've done it tons of times, and I'll show you what worked for me. Okay, so let's first start with women that are on the move, that are walking. The most ideal situation is when a girl is walking in the same direction as you are. A lot of the times she'll be like walking next to you or a little bit ahead of you. And then you can just call out to her like, "Hey, wait up." And she'll look back and hopefully she can hear you, and she'll like stop and like wait for you to come catch up to her and like start a conversation. And normally what I go with is usually, "Hey, where are you heading? What are you up to?" Whatever it is, just ask her like where she's going, what she's up to. And yeah, you'll quickly get the ball rolling and you build off from there. Picked up tons of girls like this that walking down the street, and they happen to be walking in the same direction as I am, and I found them attractive, so I started the conversation and good things happen. Okay, so this is women that are walking beside you or about like ahead of you. That's how you make that work. Now, what about with girls that are walking towards you and you like what you see and you want to make an approach? The best way I found about going about doing this is to slow your roll. Like, hopefully you see her from a distance and you can make eye contact with her. Like, I stare at her the entire way because I want her to make sure that she sees that I'm checking her out. That's my whole goal. When I see a girl walking towards me, I'm going to stare at her the entire way with a pleasant like look on my face. I'm not going to be like tense or nervous or like look mean or like I'm trying to like start a fight with her or anything like that. You want to be very approachable, like you're almost like curious about her, like you're kind of have a smile on your face at the same time. It's a very pleasant look on your face, and it should be very easy because like you find this girl attractive. You just kind of like sit there and stare at her and you wait for her to see what she does. As you're walking towards her, you may not have very much time. So what I do, as soon as I see a girl that I find very attractive, I slow down my walk to like I'm crawling, almost to like I'm completely stopped. And I wait for her to like check me out. I want her to look into my eyes and see what she does. If she looks at me, looks down, and like looks anywhere but back at me, chances are she's probably like not interested, or maybe like super closed off, like in a rush, whatever. Probably not interested, unavailable. But a lot of the times, I've done this tons of times where I've stared, like we both stared at each other, and she opens me. She's like, she sees that I'm smiling at her and she's looking back at me, and then she'll just be like, "Hey." I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Usually like I'll just slow my roll, so I'm walking very slowly towards her with like staring at her, and usually she'll look at me and then she'll look down and then she'll double take and make sure that I'm looking at her again. And then sometimes they even open you when you do this. Sometimes they'll just be like, "Hey," and then you're like, "Hey, what are you up to? Like, where are you going?" And you start a conversation. But if they don't, let's say they look at you and then they like keep looking at you, sometimes they'll smile, then yeah, open up a conversation. Stop immediately before you even get to her. Just stop. I don't care if she's like 5 feet away, 10 feet away. You just sit there and stop and you say, "Hey, like, where are you heading?" She'll be like, "Oh," and she has to walk towards you because that's the direction that she planned on going. She's going to walk towards you and be like, "Yeah, like I'm just on my way home." "Oh, that's cool. Like, you just get off work? What's up?" And you just build off the questions and you see how she reacts. And if she seems like she's interested, you introduce yourself, exchange names, exchange numbers, And you say, hey, like, you want to grab drinks or frozen yogurt sometime? And she'll be like, yeah. Or no, I've got a boyfriend or something like that. Either way, you get the number and you're like, have a good day. Talk to you later. And that's it. The thing is, like, when someone's coming towards you, you have to slow right down and stay there. You don't want to be blasting past each other. Like, you're both going like super fast, and by the time like you see that you're both interested, you're already past each other. You want to avoid that. You want to be like, yes, I find you interesting from way over here. So she has time to check you out and walk towards you. You start a conversation and she'll be walking right up to you. That's how I approach girls that are walking towards me. I slow right down and I stare at them the whole way through and see how they react. And if it looks like, yeah, maybe she'll open me, or maybe she'll just look twice and she'll have like girls that are interested, they look twice, okay? They want to make sure, like, did I just imagine that guy was checking me out? No, but I got to make sure. And she'll look again. And then, yeah, you just talk to her like, hey, like, where are you heading? Where are you going? What's up? And you stop. You don't follow her around or anything like that. You just wait. That's how I approach women that are on the move, that are on the go. Now, what about with women that are with a friend or friends? And I've experimented a lot with this. Just zooming in on one girl and focusing the entire conversation on one girl while the other friends just sit there and watch. Not a good idea. Because guess what happens when you approach the girl and you leave? Let's say you had an amazing conversation. She gives you her phone number. You leave. The friends are immediately going to cock block you. I don't care how good you are, how good like the conversation went, how much she likes you. Those friends are going to cock block you so hard. Like, what, you gave your number to that guy? You don't even know him. Like, guy's a loser. They get jealous. They'll want to cut her down for meeting, like, you being interested in her and not them. Yeah, and you'll never see this girl again because a girl is going to choose her friend's opinion. Women go with the flow, especially young women. They're not going to be like, oh, screw what my friends think. I think this guy's hot. I'm going to go with him. No, the friends mean everything to her. So, yes, how do you avoid this like covert cock block that happens when you approach a girl with her friends? And the best way I found, super easy to do, instead of approaching that one girl that you have your eye on, you open the entire group. Ask them, like, what are they up to? All of your questions is going to be directed to the entire group. So each girl has their own opportunity to, chime in, give their own opinion, give their like ideas. So you're going to listen to all of them and you're going to find out what they're up to. And yeah, you'll quickly see like which girls are interested. It doesn't really matter because they're all going to be chiming in, talking amongst themselves and talking to you. In this case, like, you seem like, oh, you girls seem cool. What's your names and phone numbers? And you go around to each one of the girls and get their name and phone number. I don't care if she's, the girl that you're not interested, you're going to get every last one of their names and phone numbers. And they're going to be like, yeah, you girls seem cool. I'll talk to you guys later. And you take off. Now, the key thing is to remember is you want to remember the hot girl's name. The girl that you're actually interested, her name is super important because that's the only girl that you're going to text, okay? Once you leave, that's the only girl you're going to text. So you're going to wait. You want to wait for a time that you think this girl is alone and not with her friends, okay? Because they're going to be all giddy wondering about like, oh man, this guy's so cool. I wonder who he's going to call. I wonder who he's going to text. They're all competing for being the one that's most desirable because they all think they have a shot. So there is no cock blocking. There's no like, oh, that guy was such a loser. Like, so weird. Why would you give your phone number to that guy? No, they're all going to be interested because you talked to all of them. You got them names and phone numbers and you didn't single anyone out. They're all in the running to be your potential date. So you wait and whenever you think this girl is going to be alone in the evening, usually that's the best time. And you'll text the girl that you find attractive being like, hey, Stephanie, the usual icebreaker text. This is Tom from the bus stop, Tom from the bar, Tom from, whatever lineup, wherever you met this girl. And you save your number and she'll text back and be like, oh yeah, got your number. Then you ask her out. You ask that one girl out, the one that you had your eye on. And chances are going to be pretty high that she'll say yes, because now she's the top dog. She's the one that got the text. She's going to call all of her other friends and be like, did you get the text from Tom? Did that guy from the bus stop, did he text you? And they're all going to be like, no. And she's going to be like, ah, okay, he texted me. So what do you think about that? And they can't cock block you at this point because they are all happy about you approaching them before. They can't all of a sudden be like, oh, you're actually considering going out with this guy? You don't even know him. You know, they can't say that because they were already gung-ho about you approaching them before. So they can't all of a sudden switch and be like, oh no, like you're a loser if you go out with that guy. They can't shame her. Instead, she gets a status boost because she's the only one that got your text. So yes, this is how you handle approaching a girl with her friends. You get to know all of them and you only text the one that you're interested in. And I've had girls ask me that while like they're in my bed. She's like, why didn't you ever text like my friend? She was with us, you got her phone number. And I'm like, I don't know, I just wasn't that interested. Something like that. And right away she gets like a status boost, right? She's like, yeah, I beat her, I got the guy. You know, it elevates her status among her friends. So yeah, it's a good thing. Whereas if you do not mention the friend at all, you focus in on one girl while completely ignoring her friends, they will work super hard to convince the girl not to go out with you. And the chances are you will never see her. You will never get a second date. You will never see this girl again because the friends cock block you and there's no way to defend yourself. You know, the girl that you're interested in is just like, well, friends don't like the guy. All right, I'm not going to risk going out with this guy. So yes, avoid the whole covert cock block and get to know all of them, get all their names and phone numbers, and then you just text the one that you find interesting. They'll text the one that you find attractive. Yeah, and puts you in the choosing position. Anyways, guys, if you need help doing this, whether that's approaching, cold approach anxiety, whatever, I help guys do that, and I can fast track your success, walk you through every step of the way, and solving your sex life, getting some abundance in your life where you never have to, worry about getting women ever again. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching.